Hello, Golf Pass. How are you guys doing? I've got a special treat for you tonight. Why? Because I'm actually in Augusta, Georgia right now at the Augusta National Women's Amateur. How cool is that? We are celebrating women in golf, and I'm getting to celebrate 82 amateurs right now this week. But also, I'm going to be celebrating a lot more youth tonight as we bring in Ashleigh McLaughlin, who is VP of Marketing and Communications for Youth on Course. So let's get her in here and start this live session. Hold on, everybody. You guys always have to wait for me to do this part right here while I invite her in. Youth on Course. Here comes Ashleigh. Hold tight. All right. A little longer than usual. She will be joining any moment. Ashleigh McLaughlin. Hold on. This might be an internet issue. Let's try this one more time. Youth. Let's get her in here. All right. Sorry for the technical issues, guys. We're going to get Ashleigh in here in just a minute. All right. Hold on. Hold tight. Youth on Course. Come on, Ashleigh. Well, it seems like we're having a little bit of technical issues. So here we go. I just see her popping in. This should work now. Sorry about that, guys. We've had 4 weeks of complete success in letting people in to the live session. And we're just having some technical difficulties tonight, but we will get through this. And I see she's in here. She just cannot come join the session right now. So, on course. All right, everybody. Thanks for being patient. We still have 21 viewers. Stay patient. We're going to get Ashleigh in here any moment now as we go live for Celebrating Women in Golf. All right. Stand by, everybody. Stand by. Technical issues in the virtual world sometimes happen, but overcoming them is key. So just be patient with us. Sorry about this, guys. There we go.
I'm so
finally. Totally okay.
I saying that you've had complete success until me, and I'm thinking, no, I broke it.
It's totally okay. I mean, I'd have to say the fact that we had 4 weeks of virtual success is like an accomplishment in and of itself in today's technology world. But you're in, and that's all that matters. And our viewership just spiked. So clearly we kept our viewers, and they're staying tuned in for us tonight.
Awesome.
So Ashleigh, I am pumped to get a chance to talk to you. I mean, when I talked to you a couple days ago, like, your story is incredible in so many ways, but let's just kick it off real fast by, you are Ashleigh McLaughlin, VP of Marketing and Communications at Youth on Course. But tell us, how did you get started in golf? Because your career has pretty much been nothing but golf, so it had to start somewhere. So tell us more.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, entering the golf industry as a career, I feel like, and I usually tell people, I got to golf by accident as well. When I was 10, my sister and I had family friends who were participating in a local junior golf program. I'm based in Orlando, called the Orlando Minority Youth Golf Association. And they invited my sister and I to play golf at that age and at that stage in our lives. The only, experience or exposure that we had to golf was putt-putt. And so we assumed that that's what that meant. And so we showed up at the OMYGA. They are headquartered, or really based in, for those unfamiliar with Orlando, a community called Paramore. And it's the inner city. It's downtown Orlando. It's really where the founder of the program, Dr. Dorsey is his name. He's a dentist. He's not a golf instructor or golf professional by trade. He's just a person who learned the game of golf, Loved it for all of the life values that it could teach him, and felt like it was just too special of a sport to be reserved for just adults. And so he started the OMYGA. That is where, at the Callahan Center in Paramore, is where I first put my hands in a club, fell in love with the game immediately, and have been playing pretty much ever since.
Awesome. So you were invited randomly of what you thought was going to be putt-putt turned into golf.
Yes.
And you've not only just played golf, you've truly made a career of golf. Tell us about your journey post-college of all the different organizations that have been centered around golf and what you've done.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I grew up around the game of golf, obviously, by participating in a junior golf program. So I have a really deep appreciation for what junior golf does, just in terms of both providing a community for young people, friendships, coaching, that sort of a thing. Went on to play in college. And my senior year of college, recognized, like most seniors in college do, oh, I got a good job. And so I studied marketing at FSU, loved marketing and communications. That was my field. Knew that I wanted to work in sports, but golf didn't even enter the back of my mind as a possibility for me at all. I had not grown up seeing very few women really play, working in the golf industry, next to no people of color as well. And so it just never resonated. And so a college friend, let me know about the PGA Tour's diversity internship program. And so I went ahead and applied for that. And that was really my first real glance at the size and the breadth of the golf industry. And from that experience, knew that this is really where I wanted to focus my efforts. And so I interned there with the first tee, then accepted a position with the Lpga, worked with the Lpga professionals. Those are the women who work at the grassroots level, day in and day out, teaching students the game, coaching college and high school teams, and working as head pros and golf professionals in the game. And so I started with member services at the Lpga professionals, then started running tournaments. So eventually made my way up to becoming the national tournament director for the Lpga professionals, which was a big task. I was 27, I think, at that age, and running tournaments with very large purses for women who also run their own tournaments. So like the level that has to be at is pretty high. And then had an opportunity to shift over to the Lpga Foundation and get back on the nonprofit side. And the Lpga Foundation is the umbrella for Lpga USGA Girls Golf, which, in addition to being a participant of the OMYGA, I was also a Girls Golf member. And so that gave me another opportunity to kind of give back there. Managed the marketing and communications for Girls Golf, helped rebrand the organization and really focus on communicating the fun, social aspect of playing, really reinforcing that marketing to girls is different than marketing to just junior golfers as one individual group. And so from there, the Lpga found a lot of really great success in terms of generating more interest from girls by using a new approach, and recognized quickly that we couldn't say that we are really living out our mission of being, empowering and inspiring women at every level of golf without addressing recreational amateurs, right? So,
Yeah.
The Lpga obviously is offering a platform for those to compete at the highest level, in addition to introducing young girls to the game and women who want to work in the industry. And so Mike Wan, the commissioner, formulated a bunch of committees, right, to really focus on this effort. And I recognized I wanted to be on all of the committees. I wanted to be on the legal committee and the website committee and the, branding committee. And so my boss, Nancy Henderson, at the time said, I was like, I want to do a lot of this. Like, can I just be in charge of this? And she said, yes. And so that's where, with a lot of teamwork and research and, again, talking with women inside the building about what it is that they want, we launched the Lpga Women's Network, which is an online community, online really content hub that answers questions that women have to help really make golf less intimidating for those who are playing the game.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You mentioned like branding to to a girl, to a woman, whatever the different age range is, different than just marketing and branding to the game of golf. What were some of those specific differences that you felt like helped you guys move the needle and bringing more girls into the game of golf?
Yeah, I think, immediately so Kiernan Schindler, who was the director of the Lpga Foundation when I moved over from the Lpga Professionals, she had a 12-year-old daughter named Riley, and we would refer to Riley as our focus group of one. And so between Kiernan, who was very outgoing, immediately saw kind of like, the way that girls golf was being advertised was like, here's our booth at the tournament. Here's a table with all these informational pamphlets. And for her immediately is like, this is not fun for kids. We have to do something else. And so the first change that she made, I'll never forget, at one of our expo booths was she added a popcorn machine, right? So there's just something really quick and easy that girls walking by or families with kids walking by would bring them over to our booth and allow them to have fun. And that really was the running theme for everything that we did with girls golf is how can we make this fun for young girls? How can we make it not just about the golf as well? Because sometimes golf is not what attracts a 12-year-old to come and play. It's the other ancillary activities and things that they do that they want to be a part of, that are part of the other experiences that they're having at other places too. So it's really about making it social, and I think that resonates with women in general as well, making it less intimidating, totally accessible, even in the visuals, making sure that the marketing collateral expresses fun, people in a group smiling, that sort of a thing, female-centric, of course. Those are some of the elements that we changed immediately to really help force the new brand for girls golf.
That's really cool. Lauren Thompson came on the show last week, and she specifically said that she actually just went to an LPGA girls golf day at a local Orlando course, and she said there was crafts at this day. So it wasn't just golf; it was crafts, which you kind of just alluded to. So I think that's a really cool aspect, because one of the things that we talked about last week is youth attention span can be less than normal, and golf is a very long sport. So how do you put it and break it down into bite sizes or different things like crafts that now make this an option that a girl or a youth or anyone that says, okay, this isn't 3 hours of boringness throughout my day. This is really fun, and I can't wait to go and be with my friends and do a craft and everything else. So that's really awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
So now you have made your way over to Youth on Course. So I believe you went from LPGA to Youth on Course. You talked about even LPGA as being part of the foundation, which was back to nonprofits, and that's really kind of what started your golf career, your love for golf. So you're really vested into the nonprofit world now. So how are you feeling about Youth on Course and everything that you're doing to help elevate the game?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so happy to be back in the nonprofit space again. The OMYG is how I got my start in golf. It did so much for me, not just through the sport, but just personally, my family as well. And so it really instilled to me the value of giving back in any way that I can, and if I can do that through my work every day, that's an ideal scenario. And so what attracted me, and I think is so amazing about Youth on Course, is their mission is really to help eliminate the cost barrier that keeps a lot of kids away from golf in general. As golfers, we know all of the incredible values, experiences, lessons that this game can teach us, and the doors that it opens to other opportunities as well. And so whatever we can do to help bring more people in to experience this game, the better it's going to be for them, but also our industry as a whole. There's so many great programs like Girls Golf, like First Tee, which are doing a great job of, getting hands in clubs and providing opportunities for kids to learn the basics and essentials and develop their game, but nothing that really helps get kids on the golf course playing, which is the experience that we want them to have. There are so many valuable lessons that can be learned uniquely by that experience of play on the golf course. And so having the opportunity to join this team, it's a small team, but an incredibly talented, smart, and passionate team who's really helping to bring more kids into the game. So for those who are unfamiliar with Youth on Course and how it works, is it's a nonprofit, it's a membership-based organization, and we work with over 1,400 courses across the country to help subsidize the cost of rounds of golf for kids. So where a child or their family may be paying $20, $25, $30 and upwards, depending on the course, to play one round of golf, we work with those courses. We negotiate a junior rate if they don't already have one, and we subsidize that rate so that the courses aren't missing out on revenue to provide a block of tee times for Youth on Course members. And our members never have to pay more than $5, or they pay $5 or less at a lot of facilities to actually play. And so it just is opening
awesome.
up golf to just a broader audience. It makes it so much more accessible. It allows kids to get better at the game as well, and to have just more moments on the golf course and benefiting from the sport overall.
Yeah, absolutely love it. More moments on the golf course. You touched on this a little bit, but what are some of those character values that being on the golf course really teaches youth?
There's so many. I mean, I think, separate from the driving range where you can hit as many balls as you want, the golf course, if you're really playing, if they're competitively or trying to keep a score, you have one shot, right? So you're learning immediately how you recover from a bad shot or a bad lie. You're learning patience, how to focus, particularly if there's something in your swing that you're working on. It teaches you how to be present as well, right? Like how to control your thoughts too in between shots. Yes. And even separately from that, I mean, a lot of our members play rounds of golf with their parents or an adult. And so it gives you the opportunity to just have some time in nature, connecting with somebody away from your device. You're outside, you're just enjoying that quality time with one another. And also, if you're playing by yourself, it gives you that really important skill of learning how to have a conversation with a stranger and get to know somebody and develop a relationship with somebody that you don't know. So there's definitely, I think the opportunities, the life lessons are like immeasurable. There's so many.
That's awesome. When you were 10 and started playing golf, what made you keep playing golf?
I think just friendships. Like, I wasn't that serious about golf, particularly starting out. And so for me, the golf course and the OMYGA and that program, that's where my friends were. And so that's why I wanted to go and participate. Early on, I wasn't that good either. So it wasn't about necessarily the golf. It was just like going and hanging out and being with my friends. It wasn't until high school that I really started getting serious and like had a goal in my mind to play in college and started really focusing in on my game. But I would say relationships. Golf also became an activity that my family did together as well. So, I mean, we established traditions, the night before Thanksgiving, we'd all go tee it up together at a local par 3 course. And that was just something we do every year. We do the same thing on vacations, that sort of a thing. So for me, golf has really been a catalyst for just like social things, but also obviously led to a lot of other, bigger things later on.
Yeah, very cool. You got a couple of shout outs, House of Bell and Utah Golf Foundation. They are clearly Ashleigh fans. So thanks for joining us, guys.
Hey guys, that's
so
cool.
you walked on to FSU. Great Division I golf program. That is not just like I walked on and decided to play collegiate golf. Like, you played at a high level. What did you do to prepare yourself? Like you've said, even in high school, you got serious, but like you got serious enough to play for a really good D1 school. So what were some of those things, and what really made you like kick it into gear and say, I'm going after this?
Well, I think, in high school, we had a pretty competitive kind of conference, like group of young players in my area, in our county. 2 of which were 2 sisters from the OMYGA, Lauren and Shara Davis, who were like the Venus and Serena Williams of Seminole County golf. And so I knew pretty much anytime we were in the same, age bracket, I was playing for second place. But it gave me, definitely a fire behind me to really and also some people that I could model. They were so focused, so serious. I wanted to be like that. And I knew that I wanted to play collegiately too. It's funny because I ended up walking on to FSU, but my poor dad literally like flew and drove me all over the country before that period, looking at other schools. And then eventually I settled on, last school I looked at was 4 hour drive north of Orlando. But yeah, I would say just, the not peer pressure, but just having other girls my age who, were competing at a high level that I could be playing with and kind of measuring myself against was certainly helpful in terms of helping me get serious about it.
Awesome. So Youth on Course, absolutely love your mission. Jumping back now 10, 15 years to the present, the 1,400 courses that you guys have partnered with and helping actually bring down the cost of golf. Tell us a little bit more about how you guys are raising funds and supplementing that, because I think that's super smart that you're not just taking away the revenue from the golf course, you're recognizing the economics, but you're also saying, let's get rid of the barrier of what's stopping youth from getting on the course. So tell us how you're doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's probably, I'd say, threefold. So we work with allied golf associations. So for example, I see Utah Golf Foundation is on the call. Those are state and regional golf associations, for those unfamiliar, across the country. And they're really great at sort of serving as foot soldiers for Youth on Course and working with courses in their area and their membership base too, to promote Youth on Course, to activate courses for our members to play at. We also work closely with Golf Passer. You guys are actually a new partner of ours, which we're so excited about. And one of the unique things about this partnership is that anybody who books around on Golf Now, for example, has an opportunity to round up the cost of your tee time to the nearest dollar. And those funds go over to Youth on Course to help us subsidize the cost of golf for young people. So you're kind of paying or like playing it forward, so to speak. And that spare change has already made a ton of difference. I think we formally announced our partnership in December. And so far, enough has been raised to cover over, I think, 25,000 individual rounds of golf for kids, which
That's
is pretty
amazing.
special. Yeah, which is pretty amazing. So, and just getting back to what we were talking about before, each one of those rounds of golf, while 25,000 is a big number, individually, that's a unique opportunity for a young person to be learning something new about themselves, to be making a connection that they didn't have before. So those are really meaningful for young kids especially. But anybody can donate and give to Youth on Course as well. And that's the beauty, as you were mentioning, Kara, about our relationship with golf courses, is that we want to open up the doors to young people. We don't want to have them sacrifice the revenue to make the opportunity possible. And our facility partners are great partners and totally get what it is that we're doing and love welcoming in young kids and their families.
Love that. So Youth on Course, what is, when you're looking at equity, you're looking at diversity, what is your stance on that, and really trying to overcome the any kind of social, economic, and racial gap that the game of golf has had in the years past?
Yeah, I think, what is great about Youth on Course and the work that we do, just by our nature, is that it is a really great equalizer, right? So allowing anybody, regardless of your financial background, to be able to pick up the game of golf is at the heart of what we do. But there's also programs that we run. Our round subsidies is like the biggest pillar of what we do in Youth on Course. We have other programs that are really targeted to introducing youth from diverse backgrounds to careers in the industry as well. So, for example, we have an internship program and a caddy program. Both are targeted to high school golfers so that they can get that exposure before they go on to college, and like me, and have a panic attack about what am I going to do with my life. And so we start them out at a younger age. Again, our focus is really on bringing more diverse youth into the sport, into the careers that are available. And we pair them up with a golf facility or a golf organization. For those organizations who may want to bring on a youth intern or caddy, but may not have the budget to allow it, we actually help subsidize those wages as well,
Cool.
just to make sure that the opportunity is available. But certainly golf has some work to do by the way of diversity. It's been very much a focus of mine throughout my career, just bringing younger, more female, more diverse folks into this game. And I think, that part of what attracted me to Youth on Course is just the ethos of what we do really helps to even the playing field.
Yeah. You're passionate about females, you're passionate about youth. What drives this passion for you?
I think probably it has to be my participation in the OMYGA. As I mentioned, Doc, who is the founder of the program, wasn't in this for money, in terms of running this organization, running that nonprofit. He's just somebody who cared an awful lot about kids, and for over 30 years, basically volunteered every weekend to his program and to the kids who are a part of his program. And so, that really taught me the value and importance of really living your life in service of others. And, golf just so happens to be the space that I work in, the medium in which I feel like I can be making some positive change. Again, I know, the value that golf has provided in my life. So whatever I can do to help open the doors for other people to have, similar experiences, the better. And so that I think is certainly the motivator for me.
That's great. It's amazing to see how, I always love when people give back, and when they give back to their fullest, whatever level that may be for you. But for someone like yourself, like you're giving back every day, day in, day out. And to think about just with the partnership with Golf Now, 25,000 kids, youth rounds, people, that's impact, that's direct impact. And so I'm sure that's got to feel good at the end of the night when you think of how much golf changed your life. You think of the character lessons, the equity. There's so many things that can come out of playing golf, whether it's nature, family time, or character quality. Golf is a great sport.
Absolutely. And I think too, what was really eye-opening for me, I started with Youth on Course in my role a week before the NBA canceled their season. And so, this past year with the pandemic, I think for a lot of people, has really highlighted the benefits that golf provides, right? And it's served as a place of solace for a lot of our members this past year as well. It was rough. It was isolating. It was stressful. We heard from our members all of the time that the golf course was the place where they could find a little bit of peace, right? And an opportunity to decompress. So definitely reaffirming for me that golf is a really unique and special sport. And whatever we can do to bring more people into this game, the better off I think we'll all be.
And didn't you say that the membership has grown tremendously in the last year? I think those are numbers worth bragging about real fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that reminder. So we, Youth on Course added this past year alone, 30,000 new members to our membership.
That's
base.
awesome.
So we now have 100,000 members across the country and Canada. We welcomed Canada this past year as well, who are now, benefiting from more time, more of those moments as we were talking about on the golf course. In this past year, they literally played twice as much golf as they did the year prior. So I have a feeling that those who maybe played golf a little bit recreationally, I know at least for myself, I developed a much deeper appreciation for the game. I think our members did too. And I'm really excited to see what the numbers look like this year in terms of how many are sticking with it and playing just as much.
Awesome. I have to say my 6-year-old nephew joined last night. So that's
Yay!
one more member you got to the crew.
Exciting. Awesome. That's exciting.
Awesome. So what's really cool about this week, especially like this is our final week of celebrating women in golf. But what's also amazing about it is that it's matched with a very big week in golf. And so there's two massive major like women's tournament. One is the Augusta National Women's Amateur, which I'm actually on site at right now, in Augusta, Georgia. And then we have our first major of the year, the ANA, which is celebrating it. Sorry, I know. It's pretty awesome. We've got the first Lpga major. It's really not just the Lpga major. It's the first major of the whole season right now, men's or women's golf. It's kicking off tomorrow. And then we're going to end the week with drive, chip, and putt, youth golf, going right back to youth golf, and also women. I think you had told me the other day you guys have had some members from Youth on Course that have actually ended up making it to drive, chip, and putt. Would love to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have, I think the total is 19 Youth on Course members who are competing this year in drive, chip, and putt. In previous years, we've had a couple of winners of drive, chip, and putt, which is really neat. We also have 2 alumni competing in ANWA this week. So,
awesome.
So it's really cool to see those members who were making tee times within Youth on Course, now kind of applying what they've been doing on the golf course at a really high level at a really incredible venue as well. So I'm super excited to be tuning in and watching that over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's actually a very, very cool to know that 2 of 82 golfers were previously Youth on Course members. So I'm certain in the years to come, it will be 50, 60, 70, 80, and all of them will be members of Youth on Course.
For sure. That's my hope.
Awesome. Well, Ashleigh, this has been phenomenal. You are great. Your mission's great. Just your heart individually, as well as what you're doing for the game of golf. I'm certain that there are many people out there that are benefiting from your work and Youth on Course's work. So thank you for joining us tonight. I know that I really enjoyed it. I'm certain our members and our guests did as well.
Thank you for having me again and bearing with me with the technical difficulties earlier. Really appreciated chatting with you.
Absolutely, no problem. And to the rest of our Golf Pass members, don't forget to round up when you book your round of golf. You'll be supporting Youth on Golf. And thank you for celebrating women in golf. Don't stop just because the month of March is over. Keep celebrating women in golf and get out there to the course. Bye, guys.
Bye.